139, live and direct.
What up, y'all? Big 139, we back. We got our second interview tonight. You know, young brother coming here. He got a lot on his mind. You know, he gonna talk about some things, and we appreciate him today. Today, you know, the show is kind of lit right now. We got the young brothers coming up, and you know, they're giving us their perspective on things in the community. And you know, me and Cash, older gentlemen, you know, we still got it going on and all that. But at the end of the day, like my man Smart said, it's daytime. It is daytime. Because when I was young, dude, I felt the same way. You know what I'm saying? You're OG, let me do what I do right now. You know what I'm saying? You chill over there, I got this. I felt the same way, so I respect everything he said, you know? But at the end of the day, we're gonna let this young brother come on here and let him talk, and he got some real deep stuff he wanna talk about. So he keep telling everybody, hold up. Chief Cash, how you feeling, bro?
Man, I feel wonderful.
My man Cash been out for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I'm back here, man, at a super good time, man, because this one right here, I didn't want to miss. That's why this one, it was super duper important to get this guy on the show. You know what I'm saying? He has a very busy schedule, man. There's a lot of things going on. And today, like Don Vito said, man, we provide a platform for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody to speak their piece.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how to speak your piece. I can't tell Don Vito how to speak his piece. But this platform was created for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So here, without further ado, man, we got my man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come here and you're going to talk to the Beat 139 listeners, man.
And tell everybody what your name is and talk. Move a little closer to the mic.
My name is Aminra Farrah. That's my name.
Okay, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay.
Hello?
So where you from, bro?
I'm from the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
I'm from the Bronx.
Okay. And so, how was life growing up in the Bronx?
I mean, life growing up in the Bronx is the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got a lot of different atmospheres and cultures, different, you know, basically a whole lot going on up in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Like with all the diversity and all that, there's a whole lot going on in the Bronx. But like growing up in the Bronx is cool. Growing up in the Bronx is not really something that's like, you know, tragic. You know what I'm saying? Like you got your situations, you got shit happening, you got things going on. You know what I'm saying? But that's what makes you at the end of the day. That's what makes you able to coast the lines, how you coast the lines by living in the Bronx. So for me overall, I would sit there and say it's good. Besides the conditions that we gotta fix, but for me, I just say it's good.
Okay. So, when you was a youngster, what did you do growing up as a youngster?
Hello.
I mean, I got into a lot of different things, man, when I was youngster. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm still young, but like I got into a lot of different things. You know, I was drawing, skateboarding, boxing. You know what I'm saying? I did that. Like, it's a whole lot of different things I was doing. Finding my lane. You know what I'm saying? So it's like finding out what fits me at the end of the day. And then, you know, I started gangbanging. You know what I'm saying? I did that at the age of 11 years old.
Right.
So, you know, being in that right there was like, you know, it was more of building the warrior, building up the gladiator, building up the actual soldier, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then with that, it was like the next step for me after that was basically finding the enlightenment path, you know what I'm saying? Finding the path that was going to open up my mind, expand my consciousness and stuff of that nature. So, you know, I got into various different things, many different things when it came to me growing up inside the Bronx.
So let me get back to what you just said. So you grew up and you joined the gang when you was 11 years old.
Right.
So take us through it. Give us a story. How did you get introduced? What made you join things of that nature?
Yo, you know what's funny about that? Because, like, you know, many people go asking to be a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, many people think that, you know, when they want to sign up to do something, they just go to whatever it is that they're going to sign up to do and they sign up. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen like that for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My brother was already involved. My oldest brother, he was already involved. So what took place was he called me downstairs one day. And he was like, yo, I got into a little situation with this kid on the block, and he was coming in, you know, handle the situation up here to me. So, you know, me at 11, I came downstairs, and I was like, all right, bet, cool, whatever. So I ended up beating this kid up and all of that, and then next thing you know, it was like, you know, choose your set. And I'm like, choose your set? Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? So I asked him, like, yo, what you with? He like, yo, I'm this. I'm like, all right, bet, so I'm with whatever he with. And then that's how it was on. From there, I was just going and rolling. Like, it was going. There was no stopping it now. Like,
so there wasn't no initiation or nothing like that?
yeah, of course, it was initiation. that was the initiation process. But at the same time, you know, when I basically was what they calling like loking and other homeboys and shit like that, like it all goes together. You feel what I'm saying?
So this wasn't something that you actually thought about doing prior to your brother getting into the situation. Wasn't something that you dreamed about, said, oh, I'm going to follow in my big brother's footsteps.
Nah.
I want to be a part of the game, because it seems like you didn't even know what the game was.
Right. And I'm not even gonna say I didn't know what the game was, because like when I was in school, I had my little clique I was running with, you know what I'm saying? So I was really into all that shit. But it wasn't like a dominant game where it's like, yo, you blood, or yo, you crip, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got your neighborhood clique shit, you know what I'm saying? So,
shit, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing.
Right.
And then when that situation came in approach, it was like, I mean, I ain't hear about this, I ain't know of this, but I'm with it. Like, especially when you young and you immature, you know what I'm saying? When you young and you immature, you just think about putting on, getting a name, this, that, and third.
Right.
That's what you gonna do.
Right.
So
I gotta add something. When I was young, I was in the game too.
mm-hmm.
So it was all neighborhood stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Neighborhood against neighborhood, block against block.
Right.
But we were a gang. We had the dungaree cut off vest type shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a logo on the back. We all had the same jacket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
These are niggas I grew up with anyway.
Right.
You know, I played ball with anyway. Sure, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
My mother had a problem with it.
Right.
So when I was in the streets, I was running.
Yeah.
When I went home, I had to take that motherfucker off and straighten up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Did you ever have that type of situation?
Yeah, hell yeah. From my mama ain't want me gangbanging, you feel what I'm saying?
Alright,
Like,
I'm just
hell yeah.
talking.
Cause you know, she ain't want me gangbanging. It was like, you know, go to school. Go do what you gotta do in school. You feel what I'm saying? Stay focused there. Like, and you know, at the same time, it's like, I was always smart. I was always intelligent, but it was like, this was lit. This was cool right now. You feel what I'm saying? All my friends, this is what we doing. Like, we whipping niggas' asses. We running down niggas' blocks. Like, this is what we doing at the moment. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like, when I came home, it was like, now I gotta transform myself. Like, you know, mom don't know that her little son out there whipping ass and all other shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely went through that phase.
Yeah, cause see, my thing was, one night we had like a crazy beef.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to all go get right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yo, we already had a lot of fights and shit. You know, we already was doing our thing like that. But it got to the point where this was gonna be one of the real serious ones. And I was like, yo, damn, mom, this is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I fear God, and I also fear my mother.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's one of the mothers, she don't play. You know, my mother put work and she still got the same attitude right now. You know, but when I speed it up, I was, Kingdom, I said, what my mother gonna think, man, if I do this shit tonight?
But that's a rare thought process.
But that's what I thought, because I knew this was gonna be a nasty one. I already knew, because the talk was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I left, champ. I left because I thought what my mother was gonna think. I was worried about my mother more. I was worried about everything else.
Because you wasn't really into it. Like, this guy really got into it. So even though he tried to hide from his mother, he was still not contemplating leaving, because he was like, oh, I might get punished, ass whooping. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with the old gangs. Like, you leave, it's a consequence. But I was willing to take their consequence over my house.
See, but the younger generations,
right.
like this guy is saying,
Right.
because of we had a certain no fear too.
Right.
But he comes in at 11 or 12.
Right.
He doesn't even begin to fear, you know what I'm saying? What his mom's does and what he's seeing in the streets, when I tell you that's like worlds apart. You were carrying sticks, they're carrying guns.
Exactly.
You understand? Not to say that
between
6 niggas had one gun.
No, you're right. You're right. They carrying guns. We didn't carry sticks. We carried brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Knives. We had all that. We didn't have no sticks. We
not really to chains and chains and stuff like that. That hurt as well.
Out of 20 niggas, maybe 4 dudes had
got a gun. Right. Exactly. That's
you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't one of them. So if something went wrong, I gotta hide behind the nigga and all that. But to make a long story short, though, me and Cass, we appreciate you coming here to talk about whatever you're gonna talk about now, because we're gonna push a little further, because this conversation is needed, you know?
Right.
So you say you came home, take it from there.
Like, first of all, you know, being in the gang at 11 years old, you know what I'm saying, is like, you don't think what you doing is really like real, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the video game you got to do, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't even know the consequences of what you're doing. You don't know the fact that, you know, you can go out here today, your first day banging, and you out there with your colors on, and somebody start hitting at you, you could die, you know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about that. And the more times that you out there in the field, and you get into situations, you making it back, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you feel untouchable, especially when you young. Like, you like, what, 13, 14, as you getting older, you like, as long as me and my niggas is on the set and we here, like, it's nothing that's gonna stop us from doing what we doing, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, you don't believe it's real. It's not until you start going through some real tragic situations where it's like, yo, my man was just shot here, or yo, I got stabbed up over here, like, you know what I'm saying? Or you're going through some type of prison situation or something. That's when you start to really pick up, like, yo, damn. Like, this is not a game. Like, but you know, with age comes wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? So when you, as long as you in that younger mind state, it's like you're not really paying attention to, yo, homie right here just sat there and died, or homie right here is in the coma for whatever case may be. You're not looking at that. Right. Even at that time when you like 12, 13, you ain't hearing nothing about no, oh, yo, we gotta put up money for the homeboy that's locked up here, or yo, we gotta go bury this, that. You ain't hearing about that. You just know you the young person out there in the field putting in work. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why, like, what I do is very, very important. Like, it's very, very, like, you know, vibrant that it be seen and it be shown, because these young kids out here today, they don't know what they doing. They don't. They think it's just the fact that, you know, when I look at the music videos, it's lit. When I hear the artists sit there and say they gangs and what they repping is lit, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my block already. My block is out here putting on whatever it is that they doing. That's lit. So, fine, I need a name for myself now, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to live in nobody's shadow, I need a name for myself. So they think that, you know, if I put myself a part of this, and I go and get my name up in this, then I stand for something, I'm somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what this really be about, wanting to be somebody.
Wow.
Word.
Wow. So, all right, so I need some clarification. You know all about the gang life, you gang banging. You know what I'm saying? You've been around for a little while. You started when you was young. You older now. Got more wisdom. What's going on right now, man? In all of you, forget about Harlem, with the black community. What's going on with us young brothers, man? Can we talk about that, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Help me out.
I'm gonna help you right now. Yeah. First of all, one of the biggest problems with the black community right now, the black community is too indoctrinated. Like, they're too indoctrinated, and they're not indoctrinated with the right understanding. First of all, to use the word indoctrination is not even a good word to use. I'd rather use to re-educate, you know what I'm saying? But our people are so indoctrinated and saturated with the negative, like the negative energy that's out there, the negative effects that's out there. And on top of that, we spend our time trying to emulate someone else other than ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said this before, I said, black people don't have no culture, you know what I'm saying? Right. We know we got hip hop, we know we got all these different things, we know we inventors of all this other stuff, we know that already. But as a culture, we have no culture. Look at the Chinaman, you know what I'm saying? He has tradition. That tradition gets passed down. Right. Look at the Jewish man, they got tradition. Look at the white man, it gets passed down. Right. Our people, we don't give a fuck about, we don't give a fuck about lineages, we don't give a fuck about culture. We don't give a fuck about marriages. We don't give a fuck about family businesses, moms and pop shops. None of these things. You know what I'm saying? Our thing is the fact that we rather assimilate with those that we know that is oppressing us, kicking our asses, trying to get us out the neighborhood, and all these other different things, and we rather pander and beg for some type of change. You feel what I'm saying? So this is what's going on with just black people, period. Right. Black people, period, we are the most destructive ones to ourselves. Although we know that the system is there and these officers is going to do what they're going to do, but think about it. This is a system that's not designed for us at the end of the day. And these officers that's on these streets, they're not here to protect us, they're here to protect property at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's where they protection is at. Right. They rooted out of freaking, what's the name, slave patrol. Right. So when you know that history, you already know they're not here to be protected to our people. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, we are the number one enemy to ourselves. It's like, I see you doing something and I see you winning, you feel what I'm saying? Before I ask you, like, yo, show me what it is that you're doing. Like, show me how could you put me on? How can I make this happen? Right. The first thing I'm already doing is I'm plotting on you, yo. Yeah. Yo, you got this, you got that. I want that, I want this, you know what I'm saying? But nah, fuck that, I'm gonna get my gun, this is the mentality of the youth today. This is the mentality of black people today. That's not saying all, but as a general race of people, we on some fuck shit right now. Like, yeah.
Could it be that that's just what we? I'm asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be that that's just what we see in our community?
Mm-hmm.
You said you're from the Bronx.
Right.
You're born and raised in the Bronx. You lived in Queens, I think you said, for a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. As youngsters, it takes us a while to get up out of our own neighborhood. So all we really know is what's going on in our neighborhood. It's unfortunate that a lot of us go through this prison system because I believe prior to us going to the prison system, we don't read shit. Besides the book that we were made to read in school that we didn't want to read. Once we go to prison, we read like a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Then we start to gain knowledge. You know why? Because we were taken out of our hood. We were taken out of our natural habitat. So now we're forced to do some things different. So you yourself, you're an activist now. You went from being a live gang member to saying, I want to do better. I want to help. So the same way like I asked the other young fellow, what is it that you think you can do to actually help change the narrative that was created by the systematic system, you know what I'm saying, of being oppressed by, whether it's the white, the Jew, you know what I'm saying, whoever that may be.
Right.
What is it that you plan on doing? Let the people hear our Beat 139 listeners.
Well, first, to answer your first question, you know what I'm saying, do I feel like, you know, it's just our people that's inside of the communities, inside of the hood and shit like that, that's safe, they see seeing shit the way they seeing shit. To answer that, I would have to say I agree with that because, you know, when you go around certain other folks, you know what I'm saying, it's like they have a different mind state. They have a different understanding of things. And it's like what people in the hood would look at them as, those are some geeky ass blacks, those are some nerd ass blacks, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter of fact, you ain't black because you talk smart, you know what I'm saying? You ain't black because you intellectually equipped, you know what I'm saying? You want some whole white man shit, like that's their thing, you know what I'm saying? It's only that real, like, negative mentality inside of the communities that we in, inside of the hoods and shit that we want to put on and rep for and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I do is the fact that I've been banging 18 years, you know what I'm saying? I've been a Crip for 18 years. So one of the things that I do is I started an organization, and it's called Bang United. It stands for Birth of a New Generation United, you know what I'm saying? So
You said Bang?
Bang United.
Yo, let's clap that. Let's clap that. Clap for that. We appreciate you for that.
Thank you. So
Continue.
me and my brother, PB59, you know what I'm saying? We started this organization. He's blood, you know what I'm saying? So we started this organization. And he's not just a regular blood, like he's a big homie, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what made it even more like solidified, you know what I'm saying? So what we basically do is, you know, we take our membership and we use that to basically, like, you know, get to these kids, like, get to you, because that's the thing. They want to be in these gangs, you know what I'm saying? And they want to have the chains, they want to have the cars, they want to look flashy, they want the women, they want all this other stuff. So it's like, we take what we know where we came from, and we know what we did while we was inside of that, and we use that to basically reach the minds of the kids that's on the street and the youth that's on the street, you know what I'm saying? Like, perfect example. Within our program, what we do is, you know what I'm saying, we not only ask the person, like, what's the purpose of you banging, or why you banging, or even, do you even know why you banging, you know what I'm saying? But it's like we go into different avenues as that too, like when it comes to financial literacy. A lot of our children's not on game when it comes to financial literacy. They don't know nothing about no credit. They know how to scam the shit out of you though. But they don't know nothing about no credit. They don't know nothing about no businesses, no non-for-profits. They don't know nothing about no LLCs, no real estates, no deeds. They don't know shit. And the schools is not giving it to them, you know what I'm saying? And the parents at the same time, they don't really know too much neither because of the fact that they came from an education system that didn't give them that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, nowadays, it's like what we do is we try to take the information, retain the information, and transfer it down. And it's like, you know, we basically let our lives be the example, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we started out here, we was doing this, we was doing that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we went and did time and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? But now this is where we at now. This is what we doing right now, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not hard to like bridge that gap, but at the same time, it's like, they gotta want it too. Because we could talk to you all day, you feel what I'm saying? But it's like, if you're not ready to listen, you're not ready to apply what we telling you,
Right.
then it's like, it's pointless. But this is why it's like, you know, it's important for like the brother was saying, they're saying like, nah, it's a now. Like, the action needs to be done now. Because what the youth is looking at, they're looking at, yo, you got change, you got cars, I want all that, this, time, the third. Alright, so if this is what you want, I can teach you how to get it. But you gotta be ready to be motivated, you gotta be ready to be committed to get that same thing that you say they're saying you want. And it's not through you having to be on the block, or you having to be selling drugs, or you have to be pulling drills and all stuff. You don't gotta do that. You feel what I'm saying? But as long as they listen to negative ass music and looking at negative images through TV programming and shit like that, that's what they gonna continue to do, because it's an indoctrination period.
Right.
They'll show you anything negative about black people on these media outlets and all this other shit before they basically show you anything that's empowering and uplifting. You feel what I'm saying? And when they do show you something that's supposed to be empowering and uplifting, it's something passive. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's passive. So it's like, it's not nothing that's really gonna make our own people see, like, you know, I have value, I have self-worth. Cause this is why we going around killing each other the way we doing it now. If I valued you and I valued you, and we all three value each other, we wouldn't be weak so quick to pull no triggers on each other.
Not at all.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And in order for me to value y'all, I gotta value my life first.
Right.
Cause you know, it can happen to me too. And that's the thing. We walking around, these kids and shit is walking around, but there's no value there. They just seeing, alright, that's another op, that's another this, that's another that. And it's like, look how the stereotype is. You would skip the person that's wearing the suit. And then he said some shit like this along the lines before he passed, like rest in peace of Nick. But he said, you would skip past the person in the business suit, you would skip past the person that got the skateboard, you would skip past the person that got the suitcase, or whatever the case may be. But you would go after the person that looked exactly like you, according to what he wear. Y'all match the same, y'all wearing the same outfits, so now this is who you going after. You looking for yourself at the end of the day.
Right.
And that's so true.
Wow.
You looking for yourself, and everybody that you shoot down this and third, you only looking for yourself. Because at the end of the day, what that man is wearing, or what that man is wearing, what that kid is wearing, y'all all wearing the same shit. Y'all just looking different doing it. But at the same time, you hide yourself. You walk past the person in the business suit, and the person in the business suit is the one that's pressing your ass like a motherfucker. You walking past the person with the skateboard, and the person with the skateboard is the one that got all the drugs pushing in your community. You feel what I'm saying? But because of the fact that you deceived by what the person is wearing, and you caught up in that game of deception, it's like, he don't look like me, so he can't be mine to me. But the minute he see you, and that got the same apparel on, yeah, now that's more likely. You feel what I'm saying? That's more familiar to me. And now this is what they going after.
So what birthed that energy that you have? What made you change your perspective?
Well, first I had to really I had to be real myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to be very, very real myself. Like, I had to ask myself, like, you know, you've been gangbanging for all this time. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I'm a little younger than now. Like now, I'm a little younger back then. I'm like 23, 24, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you start to get into that period where you start questioning yourself, like, yo, what is the end game here? What are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, besides you being a part of what you're a part of, what is it that you're doing? What is it that's gonna impact people? Like, what kind of legacy would you leave behind? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when I asked that because at the age that you are, me and my man, we didn't think like that at that age. We wasn't smart enough to question ourselves at that young age to say, what is it that, because we were already caught up doing what we were doing, and we didn't question ourselves the way you did at a young age. That's like, I'm asking that. That's very important, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, y'all do have that in y'all. You know what I'm saying? You do have situations where you knew at an earlier age than me and him the difference between total, like, okay, this is wrong, this is right. I just feel good doing this, and now I no longer feel
good doing that. So it's like, you know, for me, it was like, you know, as I've been going along and questioning myself and basically trying to figure out, like, yo, man, what is it that you want to do with yourself? You know what I'm saying? I thought I wanted to be the lawyer at one point in time. So I'm like, yo, you can't be a lawyer and you gangbang like this or crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and anytime I was in school, like, I was always enlightening my peers, like, yo, it's something that we need to do to change what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so with my gang involvement, I was basically, like, questioning that too. Like, yo, what am I with this for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the purpose of this? Because that's the thing. A lot of us, we get involved with this, but we don't know the purpose. We just get involved. And now we just out there. So I had to question, like, yo, what was the initial purpose of this? Like, what was it that created this? What took place that made this come about? And that's when I learned, like, yo, this was not supposed to be for self-genocide. Because that's what this is.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. That's just address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Gang banging is self-genocide. You hear that from the game of yourself. Gang banging is a self-genocide. What's the name? Abstract. This is what this is for. So it's like, but that's not where it came from. That's not why it started.
Nah,
This started with protecting these communities.
Yeah.
This started with basically fighting against oppression and shit. This started out with fighting against other gangs that was coming into the community,
Right.
tarnishing the community. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
before it became about blacks harming other blacks, you had all these white gangs that was out there in LA and all these other different shit. You know what I'm saying? Coming into the communities and basically beating up on women and beating up on the kids and shit like that. So this is what these gangs came about for, to be basically pushing that back and letting them see, like, yo, you know what? We ain't gonna be standing for that. When you come through here, it's something that you have to deal with coming through. It's a price to pay with doing that.
Right.
So when I basically came into that understanding, I was like, yo, I can't be Crip and I'm not living by the acronym itself. Community Revolution in Progress. Like, it says it within its name itself. That's Community Revolution in Progress.
Mm.
So if I'm Crip, that means that I have to be about my community. That's one. Two, I have to be in that revolution and I have to keep that in progress. That's the purpose of us being Crips. So it's like, you know, when I basically see myself inside of that and I see other people that's inside of the same, you know, nation, and it's like, you're going totally against what we originally all for. It's like, you know, you can't say you really Crippin', right? You know what I'm saying? And I don't disrespect like Crippin', because everybody gonna do what they gonna do and how they gonna do it. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you have to know that this wasn't just to be about self-genocide at the end of the day. And it's like I be trying to tell a lot of the young brothers and like the other gang members and shit like that, because I don't just deal with Crips, I deal with Bloods, I deal with Lion Kings, I deal with a bunch of different gangs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one of the things I be telling them is the fact that, like, yo, you already looking at this person as an enemy, right? But this person might be the one that hold the key to your future. You don't even know that.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
This person might be one day put in a position where you might go apply for a job or something. You know who happened might be the boss. That person right there that you ready to bang on over this gang shit. You know what I'm saying? You might be looking for a building, or you might be getting to some type of money where you want to start to sign real estate deals or create corporations and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happens that the person that you need is the person that you was best to be ready to be banging on because of a color. It gets so real, it could even apply to your life. You could be in the neighborhood one day. That ain't yours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In a neighborhood with a gang that you know you beefing with.
Right.
And now all their homies is out there, whatever the case may be. But that one person that knows of you, recognizes you, you know what I'm saying? That been going back and forth with you, because I'm gonna call it what, you got more loyal enemies than you have loyal homies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have more loyal enemies than you have loyal homies. You could be all with your homies all you want to, game making and all that, but the most of their problems is gonna come from your own. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. You being on that person's block, and you've been going back and forth with that person, getting shit out whatever the case may be, that person might see you and be like, yo, nah, he official, you know what I'm saying? Like, he not just that average gamer, you know what I'm saying? That's an official man right there. Like, let him pass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, at the same time, this was the person's life he was ready to take.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you looking at things through an indoctrinated lens, and you looking at things through a negative eyesight instead of seeing the hindsight on what it is to come with you basically being a part of what you're being a part of. So that's what it took for me. And then it's like, you know, I had got locked up. I had served 8 months for the first time. First time in my life, right? I had completed 5 years probation, right? This is just funny. Because I completed 5 years of probation. And I got off of probation, and that was what, 2013 I got off probation. I got on probation in 2008, and then I got let off in 2013. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Now, 2014, I get locked up. I get locked up for armed robbery. Some shit I didn't even do. But I'm railroaded into the system. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no felonies on my record, but I'm railroaded to the system. So now, I'm like, damn, son, how the hell am I gonna get myself out of this situation? Like, end up going to law library. Getting in tune with the law, this, that, and the third. But now, also with that comes with the books of enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm opening my mind, I'm expanding my consciousness. I'm going through different understandings of different ways of, you know, different tools, like the brother was saying before, reading the 48 Laws of Power, reading Sun Tzu, you feel what I'm saying? Like George Jackson, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, like just going through many different things, Geronimo Pratt, Asatra Shakur, like all those different books is what geared my mind and what opened up my mind, you feel what I'm saying? And let me tell you about one of the first experiences that I had being in jail. Like, when I got locked up, and I'm going into my dorm, you feel what I'm saying? The first question you go be asked is, yo, you banging? You feel what I'm saying? And on the other side of that door, that's 52 other people that's inside of that door.
Right.
So now, you being this one gang member that's a part of one gang, you going into a house where that gang is occupied by nothing but bloods. You feel what I'm saying? I'm afraid that gang is occupied by nothing but bloods. Like, so now I go up inside of the house, yo, you banging? I'm like, what? What type of question is that? You banging? Yeah. What you banging? Oh, I'm Crip. You know what they gonna do? They gonna sit right there. They're like, all right, man. They ain't gonna even say, yo, you can't be here. None of that. It's when the lights go off. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Or when them tours are changing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And now they jumping on you. And now they pack you up. You feel what I'm saying? Now you're going through this shit from building to building to building.
Right.
That's the first time I found about a fucking slot time. Word.
Right. On the phone.
On the phone.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone, and I had a kid come to me like, yo, you blood? I'm like, I ain't blood. What's up? What happened? He like, there was some shit called slot time. Like, you know, it's slot time right now, and you can't be on the phone right now.
Right.
I said, what? He like, yeah, it's slot time right now. You can't be on the phone. You can call up one of the homies, slide this and third. I say, yo, y'all gonna have to wait because I'm on the phone right now. You know what he did? He clicked my fucking phone.
Yeah.
And now we getting it on over a fucking safe phone. That don't belong to neither of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know why? Because it's the condition that we living in right now. You know what I'm saying? Our blinders is only focused on prison right now. It's nothing that's expanding. It's nothing that's, you know, there to enlighten us. It's none of that. Unless you go looking for the enlightenment, unless you inside the law library and shit like that. So it's like, that's why I said, yo, this gang shit today is crazy. Look at the little 13-year-old kid that just died. You know what I'm saying? He was 13. Crip. And he's gone. Whole life ahead of him, done. And it's like the murders is getting younger and younger. You know what I'm saying?
And it's getting more often. So my thing to you is this. Question. I'm here to just get answers from you. Do you think that since COVID, I got the hat on, or I can wear the hoodie now? Trayvon Martin got killed because he had a hoodie on. You can wear a hoodie and a hat down low now. The mask, police ain't gonna fuck with you or nothing because COVID. You can wrap up. Do you think that heightened the violence?
Hell yeah. I definitely agree that
Hell
heightened the
to
violence.
the, yeah.
You know why?
Let him finish.
You know why? Because for one, I've been locked up before. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it is to be restricted. With COVID, everybody's dealing with restrictions.
Right.
Can't be here, can't go there. This is closed down. You gotta be 6 feet apart. This. Oh, they rather you stay in your house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got all of this energy, you got all this adrenaline, and all this other shit. You dealing with a bunch of young men, a bunch of young boys and shit. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's just caught up inside of the house. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's just stuck. Can't move nowhere. Can't do nothing. What else they gonna do with that energy? You know what I'm saying? They're not inside of no programs. They're not in no freaking PAL. They not in no freaking tutoring sessions. They not in no chess matches. They not in shit.
Talk about it.
They just in the hood, outside, partying, dicing, whatever the case may be. And when it's lit, it's lit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now when COVID takes place, yeah, now everybody get the mask up. Everybody get to put their hoodies on. And it's like, this is the normal look.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I do something to you.
Right.
Who you gonna blame? Who you gonna say did it?
Right.
We all look
Because we all look the same.
Yeah.
Right.
We all look the same.
That's what
Exactly what I was
That's
telling
what-
people. It's what I've been telling people throughout the whole time that things been popping off in all of these communities, man.
Right.
It's that mask. The idea. Yeah, you got cameras everywhere, but if I mask up, you got my eyes. Pull them down tight with the hoodie. I can walk past anybody, and nobody look at me funny because they're doing it too. It's allowed.
Correct.
Before it wasn't allowed.
Right.
So they think they can get away with it because they got a mask on.
You know what they say? No face, no case.
There it is.
That's just what it is. No face, no case.
No
You know
face,
what I'm
no
saying?
case.
If you can't see me,
Right.
you can't say it's me.
Right.
It's just that simple. So when COVID sat there and took place, it's like, yeah, everybody's restricted. Nobody ain't got no freedom to travel, do this, that, and the third. Everybody's just in one area. Whatever hood that you in one area. and you ain't doing nothing. Eventually, nothing's gonna turn into something because you will find something to get into.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And now you start.
Most times this is no good.
Right, and then exactly, my time is gonna be no good.
I don't want to go in the house because guess what? I've been restricted in the house.
Right.
For the last year with COVID.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be outside.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm in my hood.
Right.
And I'm not at the PAL. I'm not at playing chess. I'm not at
Yep.
getting a certification like you said.
I'm not on no dates. I'm not doing this. I
Right.
ain't doing
So
that.
look what everybody else doing. This is what they doing. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Shit popping off left
Now
and
look,
right.
and it be so small. It be so small.
So small.
So small. It'll start with this. Niggas will be on the block and they out there doing what they do. Niggas out there dice whatever the case may be. Another person sitting there and ass bet. And now you got a whole beef happening because that person done sat there and ass bet. You feel what I'm saying? Just that small it could take place. And it's not like people know conflict resolution so much. It's like, you know, we could talk this out and, you know, we could just find out a way you could be arranged to be paid this, that, and third.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, nigga, you ain't got my money right now. It's on. In order to be like a hefty price, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It really is gonna go into a different level now. So it's like, it's starting with the smallest shit. People don't know how to sit down and have an understanding, actual rules of engagement where it's like, you know, I know you feel like you violated, I feel like I violated. Let me sit there and explain to you why I did what I did. Or let me explain to you,
Right.
you know, why I took this direction. You can tell me how you feel, you know, like, we don't have that. It's like, yo, nah, if it's up, it's up.
Right.
But why is it that way though?
Because condition.
Exactly,
So,
condition.
like your program, how do you reach those kids today? How do you reach them today, you know what I'm saying, to understand conflict resolution? How do you explain to a 14-year-old or 13-year-old conflict resolution? He doesn't even know the definition of it.
Right.
So how do you?
Well, first of all, I believe in being genuine. I believe in being real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in being fake. I don't believe in being politically correct and filterizing shit. No, I don't do that. I'm gonna talk to you in which the way you understand. You know what I'm saying?
Layman's terms.
Exactly.
That's what we call it.
And being the fact that a lot of our youth is on a negative frequency right now, that I'm gonna speak with you in a negative tone, but with the positive mindset, the positive reinforcement. You know what I'm saying? So if I have to curse at you, if I have to talk the shit that you listen to daily and you recognize daily, you know what I'm saying, in order to get your attention, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Got you.
So it's like, you know, when we having our little sit downs and our little programs, this, that, and the third. First, I'm not about to have no event and we gonna be playing a bunch of bullshit, some 70s music, 80s music, that's all peaceful, this, that. Nah, they gonna walk right past that shit. When I put some King Von on or some Pop Smoke or whatever the case may be, some drill shit on, you know what I'm saying? They go stop by. Because it's what they hear every day.
Yeah.
So now I would use the negative to get them there, and then now I drop the positive, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, 9 times out of 10, when I'm talking to them, and I ask them, like, yo, how long you been in your game, you know what I'm saying? Oh, 3 years, 4 years. To me, you still awkward fresh. You still getting your feet wet. You know what I'm saying?
That seems like a long time to me because we don't get 3-year runs or 4-year runs. 3 years for anything is a long time. Whether you're in the game, you in your little crew, you selling crack on the ground. If you can get 3 years in, let alone 3 years. If it's not basketball or football, bike riding, what's going on. These kids, 3-year attention span ain't there. But the video game, okay, in the video game.
So, to add on to what you're saying, I got a problem with, you know, what's going on in the community, man. Because I love my people, man.
You're supposed to have a problem.
I love my people, man.
He has a problem.
I have a problem
I have
with
a
it.
problem.
I want to acquire or learn, because I can learn every day, get some information on how we can get a solution to this, because if we don't figure it out ourselves, the other side of people are going to figure it out for us. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a lot of time in prison, or they're going to kill us.
Yep.
That's what this is for.
Right.
That's why you created this. Because if you don't have this, you don't know how to talk to him. You're not going to just go to his block.
Right.
You're not going to stand on his block and talk to him if he's not your nephew, he's not your son, he's not your cousin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not your girl's brother. So my guy here, him and my man down, they created a platform. They said, so we're gonna let people come on here and speak their piece, but in the same process, we're learning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we're willing to listen.
Right. That's the
Like
key.
I take no offense on anything that was, because guess what? Like he said, when I was young, I tell them all the time, I don't want to hear that shit that them old niggas was
Right.
like, no nigga, you had your chance,
Uh-huh.
now is my chance. I got the cars, I got the such, I got the block, and that's that.
Mhm.
You know, but it takes you. See, like you said, it took for you to go to prison to read these books to get enlightened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this right here is super duper important.
Right.
I don't give a fuck if we do this shit on the street. It allows smart guy to come in here and we're able to soak in it. We're able to find out, why is this guy feeling this way?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I only have a daughter, which that's not the case, and we're dealing with the gang members, with these guys, I don't get the full explanation.
Right.
I got somebody that's officially in it. Like, if you tell me you was in it for 13, I'm like, okay, yeah, he knows. And you how old now? Okay.
Right.
You have knowledge that's so massive, you know, to people like me, because I'm telling, we're really from the hood, but we really don't know what's going on.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy. Like, we really lived in the hood. We really been in the hood. And when I tell you, I just came from up out of the motherfucking NBC. And when I was watching guys that I know that was under, and they in the jail, and I said, you're a gamer. I
Right.
never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not know that? And they've been up under me for years.
Years.
I never knew it. Like, when I say never knew, I mean, I never knew. But guess what? They all be, and ain't like, I'm one of the guys that didn't hang out with you. No, we go to Griffin's together. We go to
Right.
these clubs together.
Right.
We give them, you take this and do that. We do all that. I knew nothing about games.
Right.
So give me 5 key things. That's a solution to what we got going on.
Well, first, if you gonna say
Five,
if you gonna say 5 key things, what I would start with is the fact that, you know, enlightenment. Enlightenment has to be number 1. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know yourself, you ain't gonna know where you're going, and you ain't gonna value nobody else around you because you don't know yourself. Mm-hmm. So enlightenment is very, very important. The second thing I would sit and say is understanding what you involving yourself in. Anything that you sign up for, you have to know the dynamics of what you sign up for. A lot of things, you know, and the reason why I say that because of the fact that when things happen inside of these games, a lot of the things that the gamers be saying is, well, they know what they signed up for, you know what you signed up for, but then you ask like, do you really know what you signed up for?
Nope.
Yo,
Do you really know? Because when I was 11, I didn't know.
You right.
I thought this shit was just lit. You know what I'm saying? So, are you sure they really know what they signed up for? You know what I'm saying? So that has to be the second thing. You have to be aware of what you put yourself involved in. Know and do your research, conduct whatever you gotta do to know, like, you know, if this is what you feel like is fitted for you, then you go ahead and do what you gonna do. But if not, then leave it all alone. And I don't never condone for any kid to be in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But just because I don't condone it doesn't mean that it's
They're
gonna
not gonna
stop
do it.
them from joining. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless. The third thing would be educate yourself with financial literacy. That's very important today. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Although we know, you know, you can get a job, you can get this, you can get that, school, college, career. All right, we know that already. But at the same time, in order for you to break the cycle of poverty, you have to break it up here first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can say that you live in an impoverished hood, you live in an impoverished area, this, that, we know that. But if you don't break it up in here first, you will continue to be the victim. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be the victim. You in the world today where you can do whatever it is that you choose to do. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You ain't gotta be held with no damn restrictions. This is the shit that they sitting there telling you to keep you behind and keep you in the closed doors. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you have to be able to open your mind to that financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? So you can get more of an understanding on which direction I can go. What opportunities am I available to? What can I sit there and do? I started telling game members, yo, open up an LLC, create you a small business, you know what I'm saying? Open up an LLC, you know how many benefits that come with that? Then on top of that, it's like, that's a liability company. So when things happen, that's not falling on your name, it's falling on the company with itself. It's its own entity. Whatever you buy out your company, you know, you could write that off at a tax write-off. You can't do it every time, but you can use it though, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, the more resources you give out, And the more enlightenment that you share with these, with your own people, you feel what I'm saying? The more we could see some type of change happening in the near future. The fourth thing I would sit and say is, commitment, man. You gotta be committed to, the path in which you walk. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna walk this unity path for no fucking cameras. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna walk this unity path for no freaking government funding. I'm not gonna do, I don't care about neither of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm walking this path because this is what I'm committed to. You feel what I'm saying? This is where my calling is to be. This is where I deserve to be put. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. So
it's like, whatever you do, you gotta be committed. You gotta understand, it's gonna come with pushback, it's gonna come with trials and tribulations, it's gonna come with all these different things. The adversity is always going to be there. But you have to know how to take the adversity and use it to a certain momentum where it's it propels you to get even further. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So commitment is everything. And the last thing I would sit there and say when it comes to the fifth thing is to always stay true to yourself. No matter what it is that you go through, no matter what it is that you do, you feel what I'm saying? You stay grounded, you stay true to you. Because nobody can be you. It's never going to be another you. It's only going to be you. And don't allow anybody to take you from you. You feel what I'm saying? This is why a lot of these situations on the street takes place. It's what I sat there and learned when I was locked up, right? An OG sat there and told me, he was like, yo, when you lose control, you feel what I'm saying? Who's controlling you? And at first I didn't understand that. I'm like, what you mean? When you lose control, who's controlling you? And I'm like, ain't nobody fucking controlling me. I control my damn self. You know what I'm saying? But it's how do you control yourself if you losing control of yourself? If you're not in control of yourself, then who's in control of you? You know who's in control of you? That anger that you're running with right now. You feel what I'm saying? That adrenaline that you got running for the wrong reasons. You feel me? Those negative thoughts and mindsets right there. That's what's in control of you. And being the fact that you being controlled by it, you being fueled by it, you will continue to act out those things. So you gotta be true to yourself. Always remain in control of yourself no matter what it is that takes place. Because a lot of young brothers and sisters, kings and queens, they end up in fucked up predicaments and fucked up situations because they lost control of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. That's facts.
That's how I got in trouble.
Right. It's just the absolute fact. When you lose control of you, if somebody's able to take you away from you, if I have enough power to take away you from yourself and I can make you do whatever it is that I want you to do, then it's it's over. Every war is not won through a physical fight, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The main wars is conquered through this right here, you know what I'm saying? If I can outsmart you, then it's over.
If I can beat you mentally,
it's over, you know what I'm saying?
I don't need to beat you physically.
It's like what I be telling people on the street when I be talking to other game members and shit. I'm like, yo, you think because you kicked the person ass, you actually won, you know what I'm saying? You know who's the person that's actually stronger than you? The person that can know that they're in conflict and know that this person wants to fight, you know what I'm saying? But say, yo, you know what? It ain't even worth it. I'm walking away. This person ain't put his hands on me. He's talking all his other stuff. I'm walking away.
Exactly.
Because you know how that person's going to feel at the end? He's going to say, damn, he didn't engage in this back and forth with me. He didn't engage in this verbal judo or be combative with me. He just walked off.
Yeah.
Now that's him questioning himself. It's like my uncle tell me, the best way for you to calm down a hot-head is to remain calm, to be cool.
Right.
As long as you're on the same frequency as that person, y'all just go be on hot-head levels going back and forth. But you know why our people do this? Because they don't understand conflict resolution. I didn't understand it for a long time.
Yes.
Until I started seeing it and started really realizing, you don't have to be going through all that like that. You just gotta know how to handle the situation that you being faced with. So OG told me I was locked up. He said what's the name? The walls talk and the floors echoes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, what the hell do you mean by that? The walls talk and the floors echo. What the hell are you talking about? And he's like, yo, you could be on one side of the room and anybody else on the other side of the room don't think they don't hear what's going on. They think they don't know what's going on. They ain't got their ears to the street. You know what I'm saying? The walls talk, people are listening. You know what I'm saying? And the floors echo. Yes, they do. Those that walk amongst you, they know who they walking amongst. You know what I'm saying? They know the energy and vibration that echoes out. Yeah. So don't ever think that nobody's not watching. And that's just the damn truth. Somebody's always watching. But with these kids out here today, they don't believe that. They believe that, I'm out here, I'm doing what I'm doing at the moment, and that's just what it is.
Well, a lot of that stuff, like we touched on earlier, has to do with the videos and in the video game. That video game Call of Duty. That video game is serious, man. They changing all kind of guns, Glocks, M16s, bombs, knives, all violence. You know what I'm saying? One time I came in the room and my little man was playing. I'm like, yo, man, I didn't get that far. I said, yo, where you get that game? Oh, look, Dad, look how I'm doing this. It's fun to him. But that shit is straight murders and killing and it get a thrill out of making it to the next screen.
And
so that's violence from a game that you play. So you seeing all that, and you thinking that's cool. Mm-hmm. You thinking it's cool. And then you got the videos, you know what, what's my man, Moneybag Yo and all them, they got all the jewels on, they smoking, and them niggas got Glocks out the window in the video like this here, like, it's cool. So, if this is what they watching all the time, they thinking it's cool. Mm-hmm. So when they get into the streets, and they down, you know, whatever set they down with, you know, all that just falls in alignment of disaster somewhere down the line, man.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel, man.
It's the fact.
It ain't the PAL he was talking about. It ain't the Rucker Park.
Nope.
It ain't the school where you get a certification.
Right.
None of that, man.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It happens in the establishment.
Right.
That's it.
Check that. It's like the youth feel so tough today, right? Before, if you was a basketball player, you was protected. You know what I'm saying? You was going to the courts, you was going to tournaments, you was doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, they going to these basketball games, they shooting them shits up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're not even safe on the courts no more. Yeah. And like you said, the games that they said they were playing, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, people not thinking about, oh, you can't claim a game for this. But it's like, well, in a way you can. Because it's like, if this is what they're being saturated with all the time, your child is more happy to tell you how many kills he got on a video game, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Than rather him sitting there telling you something about his schoolwork or some type of other creative mechanism that he got going on, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen to that right there.
Yeah.
Listen, like, what about the lyrics inside of the music, you know what I'm saying? That song, Beatbox that came out. Hit him in his spot, knock his dreads off. Yeah. You got these people listening to this right here. They parading that, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
the words.
You more happy about talking about killing another person that look like you.
Yeah, look just like you.
And this is 24/7.
In Miami with my motherfucking heat. He ain't talking about the basketball game. I'm in Miami with my motherfucking heat. And niggas like this, dude. You understand? So all of that stuff, man, gets into the brain, and that's all you say. Like you say, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, these videos. This is what these kids get off on the regular. This is this is what their whole day was. Watching the videos, the words that came out my man's mouth, the rap song, it's lit. Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and the karate joint, everything is violence. Yeah. To win the game, you gotta fuck a nigga up.
Yeah. Fortnite.
You win by fucking the nigga up.
Yo, I'm glad you brought that up. Fortnite, for example, right? Look how they did that game. Just really pay attention to that game.
It's supposed to be built.
They make it childish, right? Yeah. They put all the freaking superheroes inside of the game, right?
Right.
Changing the costumes and all this other shit. But what's the purpose of the game? They're running around shooting the shit at each other.
Yeah.
They're building forts and all this other stuff just to be shooting at each other. Yeah. So you already training the children a guerrilla warfare mind state, you know what I'm saying? Through a video game.
Yeah.
Like a subliminal seduction.
They know the guns, they know the names of the guns.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just used to have it, but we don't really know the name until we get it.
They playing it every day, and the nigga, and the dude you playing it, ain't gotta be there with you.
Nope.
He could be in another state. Online playing against you.
And then on top of that, what comes with that now? When you got those online, right? They on there talking wild disrespectful to each other. You know what I'm saying? You got some that live in local areas, some that lives in other states and other countries and shit. They disrespecting each other like a motherfucker on there. What is going down on there? I don't like, so it's like when my son play the game, I don't allow him to have no headset. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because you ain't gonna hear all that. Yeah. And it's like, they get on that shit and they start hearing that shit. So it's like, now what became a verbal battle now goes into the street. Like, oh, you such. Oh yeah, you told me suck your dick online, right? Now there's a whole fight behind that. You know what I'm saying? And now, look at the time that we live in today. Everybody's recording on their phones what the hell they see. World star this, world star that. So now when a person gets his ass whooped, he feels embarrassed and shamed by it. So he gonna get his heat.
He gonna get his joke. He ain't taking the ass whooping.
He ain't taking that, he gonna get his gun. You know what I'm saying? And then 9 times out of 10, if the person that he just lost to, mindset is in the field like that, he already know he gonna go get his gun.
Exactly.
So his thing is, I'm strapping up too. Or matter of fact, if I got it on me,
I'm
you
getting
ain't
it
making
too.
it nowhere.
Right. Right.
Like, this is the mentality that's going on right here. All this is like predictive programming right here. All this shit is like preordained. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, it's so saturated inside of the youth mind. If they're not doing it on the games, they're not hearing the music. When they go outside on the blocks, they listen to this shit 24/7.
That's
when
what
the
it
last
is,
time
man.
you went to a kid party, right? And you heard regular kid music?
Nah.
The music they listen to is the shit that we would be listening to.
Exactly.
Like,
And he know the words better than we
better
do.
than you do.
The dance is better than we do.
Exactly. And then it's like, they're not conscious of what it is that they're saying. You feel what I'm saying? And then the parents that's there, they're not even the ones that be like, yo, nah, foot rock, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, nowadays you got mothers dancing with their daughters and twerking with their daughters and shit. Fathers
On
sitting
TikTok
here,
and all.
yeah, fathers sitting here smoking with their sons and having shootouts and shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of shit that's taking place. So it's like, yo, when does it come to an end?
That's what I asked you. Like, I have 5 godsons.
Mm-hmm.
I have sons, I have daughters. I need to know, and they're at that age, that 13, 14. All of them is between 9 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? Like, I'm here to ask you, what is it? That's a good idea. The no headphone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't play video games.
Hey.
So you just gave me something that, okay, yeah, the headphones.
My advice to that is, like, you know, like I said, the no headphones when it comes to the game. Stay on top of what your children is doing when it comes to them and their phones. You feel what I'm saying? Through the social medias, the secret chats. Stay on top of all of that, because they think is, if you're not in my phone, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay on top of that. That's very important. When they playing the games, the chats online, stay in tune with that. You know what I'm saying? It should be no privacy. You know what I'm saying? That privacy comes after you get a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Or you get the hell up out of my house. Like, other than that, it should be no privacy, because you will never know what's being taken place there. And that's how it really becomes. Another thing, keep it real with your children. I keep it real with my kids all day. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you, oh, this is this and this is that. I'm not sheltering them from shit. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My sons is about to be 10 and 7. You feel what I'm saying? They're 9 and 6 right now. I explain to them what games is, what sex is, what guns is. I give all that to them now. You know why? Because if you don't, that's what the oppressor is. That TV's gonna do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Show them in a different form.
Exactly. So at least you already educating them. So when they do come into these different elements, they already know how to deal with it.
Right.
Honesty is everything.
Yeah.
The last thing you don't want is for your child, or just any child, to feel like, well, why you ain't telling me this? You know, this is the first thing that children sit there and say, or the youth sit there and say, damn, when they get older, they say, I wish I had somebody that was old enough to tell me this when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that. That's the purpose of me doing what I do now. I have to clean up what it is that I partake in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, after I give you what I give you, if you still decide to go and do what you know you shouldn't be doing, that's on you now. But you can't say you didn't know. The message was passed to you.
Right.
So, yeah, honesty and just, you know, making sure everything is on top of the same page. The number one area that parents be failing is that fact that they say no, but they don't give the explanation.
Yeah, I do that. I make sure I explain.
You know what I'm saying? It's just no.
And my god kids.
So now when you turn your back and you go into your room, whatever the case may be, what you exactly told me not to do, I'm going to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you have to have that real patience, that real understanding when it comes to dealing with the youth and dealing with the teens. And my advice to the older generation is the fact that it's like, you know, when you're dealing with the youth, don't speak as if you know everything.
Yeah. Listen.
Try to have a listening ear, you know what I'm saying? Because you can learn from them as well too. Just like they can learn from you. But the more you keep that understanding of, well,
do as I say,
and not as I do. You know what I'm saying? And that mindset of, oh, you know, I've been living longer, I'm this age, so I've seen it all, been in there, done that. You know what I'm saying? They think it's like, yo, listen, how they feel, your time is different from my time. You know what I'm saying? What you did back then is completely different. It's not until they get older where they realize, yo, that was all the same shit. It's just that we got different tools and outlets to do what we're doing, but it's still the same shit.
All right, so if everybody is, because you saying some good stuff, right?
Great stuff.
Great stuff.
Like,
if the youth or any person that's banging or trouble and confused that they want to get at you, how can they get at you?
They can always hit me on my social media. That's Aminra Farrah. That's my name on Facebook. That's spelled AMINRAFARRAH. And then you can go on my Instagram. It's the same thing. Aminra Farrah. That's AMINRA_FARRH. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always online. Like I have a lot of time online. And you know, I deal with a lot of building and all that with different people, various different organizations and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not the person that, you know, you can reach out to, I'm not gonna respond. No, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna answer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like we can always have a chat, we can always meet up, talk, whatever the case may be. However you feel like you need to express your concerns, we can do that. I'm not trying to say, well, I'm here, fuck you, it is what it is. Nah. I just had to do that with a kid not so long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like less than 48 hours ago. A kid that was gang banging was in the Crip gang, you know what I'm saying? Some shit happened with him. He left that gang and went and turned blood, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's double jacking. You can't do that. Right. You violating doing that. And then the one that basically put him inside of the blood, you know what I'm saying? They don't have no knowledge of him being Crip. Wow. They think it's just shit. He just came around. Wow. Okay. So it's like, all right, bet. He with us now. Wow. But at the same time, those Crips, they know, like, yo, he was just here, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I have to really, I have to really explain to that kid, like, yo, what you did is wrong. Right. And he's 17. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would think that, well, shit, he's 17. He about to be 18. He know what he did, this, that, and third. But he's 17 and immature. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. Women, they mature faster than men. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So 17, and you think because he about to be 18 that you feel like he should be up there? Nah, not always. Nah. So I have to really break it down to him and tell him, like, yo, what you did was just absolutely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gang member. I've been doing this shit 18 years. You know what I'm saying? I know many gang members from various different gangs. So it's like, you think that by you doing that, you're gonna be able to get away with that? Nah. I'm gonna have to basically, you know, stop you from doing that because push come to shove, somebody's gonna knock you off of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But what comes out of that? You dead. That person's in jail. You know what I'm saying? Or because of the fact that he wasn't never about gang banging from the beginning, he get his ass whooped. He going to jail. The person that whipped his ass going to jail. And he ain't gonna just tell about that incident. He gonna tell about everything that's at the end took place. Collateral damage. Collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say that's what that kid would have done. You know. But it's just that's what happened with these kids. Nowadays, telling is so accepted. It's like, what the fuck? And it's like when you gang banging, you gotta be conscious of that. You gotta know how to move with a certain level of militancy, with some certain level of intelligence. You can't just be moving over your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is why I basically spoke to that young kid. Was like, yo, go to school, son. Go pick up a career. Go do something other than this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I put out an alert to all the gangs that I know of and let it be known, like, yo, when you see this kid, he is not to be accepted inside of your gang. You know what I'm saying? He went from this gang and he went to that gang, but now he's not with neither of them. Don't take him in yours neither. This is how infiltration happens. This is how the Black Panthers went down. This is how the Black Liberation Army went down. This is how so many different powerful organizations, the NOI, this is how all this took place. By infiltrators. People that's pretending to live a certain way and pretending to live a certain life, feeding off information somewhere else, taking them down from the inside out. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's good. That's definitely good stuff, man. We definitely appreciate you, man, taking time out, man, to come on and give your spill, man. Like, yo, man, like, much love and respect, you know what I'm saying? And we wish you nothing but success in what you're doing. Like, we're here to let you know that we're just not a media podcast, you know what I'm saying? We do red carpet events. We come there, and if you need our assistance, feel free. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Cash, yo, Vito, yo, Doc, going to go talk to these kids over here, or I need a little space, you know what I'm saying, where I need to do this. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you know what makes my message so powerful? The 25th that's coming up, right? I got this gang summit coming up. But all the gangs in New York City is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? The new Black Panther Party is gonna be there. Right? It's gonna be big. So what's so more powerful about this is the fact that, you know, after the 25th, 3 days later, I gotta go in. I gotta step into prison, you know what I'm saying? I had my own charge I was fighting for 3 years, fighting for murder second degree.
Right.
Not because I woke up and said I want to call Danny Father, no, but
Yeah.
because I was defending my family member. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like when you know the crime and you know how society it is, and you gotta do the time, whatever it is, what it is. I ain't got time to be giving up nobody or anybody going to prison behind. No.
But you're still locked in.
Exactly.
You're still going to do what needs to get done before you step in there.
And that's why I'm telling them, like, you know, I'm not giving you an illusion. I'm giving you what's real. After I speak to all of y'all on the 25th, 72 hours from there, I'm about to be ready to go up north. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is a real thing. You gonna be able to type my name in and see, yeah, he's there on the 10 murder in the second degree. He wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of me soaking myself in my own situation, I'm like, listen, I'm aware of my situation. I know what I got to do in my situation. And I don't look at my situation as me going away from prison. I look at it as me going to have a meeting with myself and me going to re-enlighten myself and get more education and enlightenment from other peers and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I took that time that I stood, bailed out, and I just dedicated it to the youth, and dedicated to the people, dedicated to the communities, because it's like, yo, somebody gotta clean up these streets. All these gang members is aware of this stuff. They know what's going on, but you gotta be bold enough to call it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said,
they think it, but they ain't calling
right.
it.
They thinking it. When you speak to the average gang member, you ask them, yo, do you really want to be out here gang banging, going to war with this, that, and third? You know, the average one's gonna tell you,
No.
I don't really want to be doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they don't got no other resources. They ain't got no other outlets. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're not giving them nothing to be busy, to stay busy.
Yeah.
So this is exactly why they out there gang banging, going crazy. Because it's like, shit, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm doing this is because I had nothing else to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's like, many people will sit there and say, well, damn, shit, it's the big homies' fault. They out there and they not telling the youth what to be doing, this, that, and third. First of all, it's true in the aspect, but at the same time, it's like, these young kids nowadays, they look at you like, I'll kill you, keep you moving. That's number one.
Yeah, but even before it got to that point, we allowed them to get there because it was a point where they had to
sometimes
stop.
people don't listen, because my mother, I had big homies and I had family members tell me not to go down that block. I went down the block anyway.
Wait,
I know, but
I had to learn.
that was a certain
I went down there anyway.
It was a certain situation, but it became a point at an early age. We both became business owners. You know what I'm saying? Because it was something that we seen in another big homie. When a nigga don't say nothing, it was niggas who grabbed us. They told us the right home, the left home is where the wives are supposed to go. They told us, yo, make sure you put some money aside for the lawyer. Make sure you put some money aside for the bail. You know what I'm saying? The guys ain't doing that now.
Yeah.
Then if you ain't doing it, they don't know. Like you said, 17, his mind is not mature because my mind wasn't mature.
Right.
And another thing you gotta understand too is like, you know, yeah, you put accountability on the big homies and stuff, but at the same time, it's like they didn't know what it was either. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They learned as they went. You know what I'm saying? So it's like learn to forgive them too.
Oh,
Now it's about being the fact that we know where we went wrong at. Now it's about correcting that. Now it's about cleaning that up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The worst person is the person that is aware of the problem, aware of the situation, and know it's wrong, and choose to still continue to do it.
Because you're no longer ignorant.
Exactly.
Yeah, because ignorance is not a bad word. It's just when you just don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
you're doing a disservice to your own people by doing
So
it.
before
we
we
gotta
let him get off,
Yeah.
I just want to ask an important question. You have a situation where you may have to go in. Is it going to be a successor to you out here? Because I know you're going to still do what you do from back there behind the wall. But is it going to be a successor, somebody that peoples could tap into?
I'm currently like, you know, I'm scouting that out. You know what I'm saying? Because like as long as this journey been going on, it's like, you know, I didn't see prison in my reality, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I see me overcoming that. You know what I'm saying?
But we know what it is.
But I know
even
what it
if
is.
you get there and they let you out on probation, let's
Right,
get that
exactly.
into existence. You still need to have
That's
And
successful.
it doesn't have to be one person. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be able. You're the one who started this situation. You and your brother. So this is something that y'all have to sit down and talk about. And the sooner, the better, because the days is quick.
And that's the thing. I said, yo, the last thing we need is the movement to die out. This is how all movements get
That's
taken
all
down.
I'm saying.
No, you're right. 'Cause this is how all movements get taken down. One thing I try to sit there and say is, you know, I'm not the leader. We're all the leaders. You know what I'm saying? it's like when a person gets martyred in the revolution, you know what I'm saying? The main reason why they be martyring our leaders like that is because of the fact that it's like, yo, everybody's following him.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna go behind what that person is doing. We take him out, now they headless. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But if everybody knows the same thing, it's like, yeah, once you take him out, it's like, damn, it's unfortunate, everything else. But this train still will keep on rolling because everybody knows the same thing.
That's what we need
So
you to
I
do.
absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, so can you tell everybody what podcast show you're on right now, bro?
I am on the Beat 139, so make sure y'all tune in. Tune into the Beat 139. If y'all want to hear a positive message, a righteous message, and those that have been supporting me and following me, you know where to go. Go to the Beat 319. Definitely.
My brother. I'm gonna do a quick close interview, you know.